For more videos, press the subscribe button and also turn on the bell notifications to receive the updates directly in your device.
Hi and welcome to Nehra Classes YouTube channel. My name is Vikas Nehra and this is session number 4 of our ongoing Ansible series. In previous sessions, we have already discussed about the Ansible introduction, why do we require Ansible, advantages of using Ansible, push-based versus pull-based architecture, the architecture of Ansible, terms that we use in Ansible, working of Ansible, role of Ansible in DevOps, and the installation of Ansible in RHEL 8. And in this session, we will learn the installation of Ansible in Ubuntu, and we will learn about the Ansible ad hoc commands, their syntax, and how do we use them in Ansible. So without wasting time, let's get started. For this tutorial, I have a machine which is running on Ubuntu 20.04, and on this machine I have logged in remotely through SSH from MOBA Xterm, and from here I can directly execute the commands. And I have already installed the SSH packages so that I can access this machine remotely. By default, the SSH packages are not installed in your machine, so you need to manually install them if you want to access your machine remotely. So this is the machine which we are going to use for the installation of Ansible. In the previous session, I shown you the installation of Ansible in RHEL 8, and there I used the root user account. You can use the root user account on the Fedora based distributions to install Ansible, but in order to use the Ansible, you must use it from the normal user accounts, because using the root user account or making the root user account passwordless in order to connect to the nodes, it can create a security lapse. So it is never recommended to use the root user account there. You should always use the normal user account because of the security reasons. And here on Debian based machines like Ubuntu, the root user account is disabled, so we are only supposed to use it with the help of the sudo commands in order to get the root privilege. So we are going to install Ansible here, and for that we will execute these commands in the same order. To install Ansible, we will first update the packages, or we will patch the machine. So we will execute sudo apt -get update command here. So this command will update the packages, and during this process our machine should have the active internet connection, and this process can take some time, so you need to keep patience here. After updating the packages, you need to install software-properties-common package. So you can execute sudo apt-get install software-properties-common command. So this command will install this package in the machine, and with the help of this package we will install Ansible later. The installation is completed. Now we can proceed further. Now in the next step we will add the Ansible repository. So we will execute sudo apt-add -repository, and there we will mention ppa Ansible/Ansible. This will add the Ansible repository in our machine. So you can see that it is adding the Ansible repositories, and again this process will take some time, so you need to keep patience here. The repositories have been added. Now in the next step we will again execute sudo apt-get update command to update the installed packages. So everything is good. Now we can install Ansible. To install Ansible, we will execute sudo apt-get install Ansible command. So this command will install the Ansible packages from the repositories that we have added earlier. And this process will hardly take 2 to 3 minutes. So you need to keep patience again, and once the installation is done, we can start using Ansible. So you can see that it is installing the Python 3 packages also, because Ansible requires Python in order to work. So you can see that the installation has been successfully completed. Now we will execute the Ansible -version command to see the version of the installed Ansible here, and the current version is 2.9.6. Now we would require at least one node or the host machine, and I already have a machine that is running on RHEL 8, which we are going to use as the Ansible node or the host. And I just logged in into this from the MOBA extern. Let me show you. This is the machine which we are going to use as the Ansible node or the host. For the Ansible working, we would require the passwordless authentication for this user. So we will generate the SSH keys here. So I will execute SSH-keygen command. This command will generate the RSA public and the private keys, and after that I will copy that key to the Ansible node or the host. So I can execute SSH-copy-id command. After that I will mention the name of the user, @ and the host machine IP address where I want to copy it, and the IP address is 192.168.1.196. Press enter here. Yes, and you have to provide the password for this user. Now we will test whether the passwordless authentication is working or not. So I will simply try to do SSH from the Vikas Nehra user in that machine, 192.168.1.196, which is the IP address of the host machine, and our passwordless authentication is working properly. Now we can directly execute the commands on the Ansible host or the node from the server itself. Now to use the machine, we have to make an entry in the hosts file. So I will edit the hosts file, vim/etc/ansible/hosts, and in this file we will make an entry here. Suppose I want to make an entry in the web servers. So in group I will uncomment the web servers option, and here I will make an entry for our machine. So I will mention the exact IP address of the node here, and I will save the file. Now I will try to ping the node machine using Ansible. So I can write here Ansible-m for the module, then I will write here ping, and then I can mention the IP address of our machine, or I can mention the group name. The IP address is 192.168.1.196. Press enter here. So it will show us the result as success. That means we are able to ping the machine here. So our Ansible is working fine. Now we can proceed further. We will learn about the Ansible ad hoc commands, and we will execute them from the Ansible server. So what is the meaning of Ansible ad hoc commands? Ad hoc in Latin means something done for a very precise and particular purpose. As the word suggests, Ansible ad hoc commands are written for a very particular task. Some of the ad hoc scenarios are just validate the uptime of the remote servers, just get the disk space of the remote hosts, ping and validate if server is alive and responds, shut down multiple remote hosts at a single command. So these are the examples of the ad hoc scenarios. These ad hoc commands are not used for configuration management and deployment, because these commands are of single time users only. Ansible Playbook is used for the configuration management and deployment that we will learn in the upcoming tutorials. Now, what should be the syntax of the ad hoc commands? So this is the syntax for the Ansible ad hoc commands. You will have to write Ansible there on the terminal. After that, you will mention the host group name. It may be web servers, it may be all servers, it may be FTP servers. After that, you will mention the module name with option -m. Suppose if you want to install a package on the Fedora based machines, you can write there -m and then you can mention yum or DNF. If you want to make changes in the users, you can mention -m user there. So module is there, which will specify the command that you are going to execute. And at the end, you will write the argument to the module with option -a. -a is for the argument, and after option -a, you will write the argument that you want to pass. And it may be anything. Suppose if you want to find the files, you can mention the argument to find the files. Suppose if you want to change the permission, you can mention the same there. So this is the syntax, and I'll show you the ad hoc commands on the terminal also. How can you use them? To run an ad hoc command, the command must be framed or have the following syntax: Ansible, the host pattern, and the options. For example, the command should be written like this. First you will write there Ansible, then the host group name, then you will mention the module with option -m, and after that you will mention the argument with option -a. Suppose if you want to create a file with 755 permission using Ansible ad hoc command, so you will execute the command like this: Ansible. After that you will mention the host group where you want to execute it. After that you will mention the module with option -m, then you will pass the argument with option -a. So let me show you this command on the terminal. Let me show you that we don't have any files here in the tmp directory. So I am in the tmp directory, and let me execute the ls-l command. So we don't have any files here on the host machine or the Ansible node. Now I will go to the Ansible server and I will execute the ad hoc command, which will create the tmp file with the specific permission that we will mention in the argument. So this is the ad hoc command that we are going to execute. In this command we will write Ansible first. After that we will mention the host group name. So I can write here web servers. This is the group name. After that we will write here -m for the module, and here we will write file, and after that we will pass the argument with option -a. Then we will define the path where we are going to create the file with which name, and after that we will use the touch command and we will mention the permissions in mode, and the argument should be enclosed in the double quotes like this, and we can press enter here. So this command will create a file with the name as test file in the tmp directory on the client node. Now we will verify the same. So let's go to the client side, and there we will execute the ls command in the tmp directory, and you can see that the test file is created and the permissions are 755, which we have mentioned in the ad hoc command. So this is the ad hoc command that we used to create the file on the node. In case if you want to change the ownership of a file using Ansible ad hoc command, you can also do that. There you can write Ansible, then you will mention the host group name, then you will mention file in the module with option -m, then you will pass the argument with option -a, and there in the double quotes you will first specify the path of the file where you want to change the ownership, and then you can write the group name and the owner name whom you are going to transfer the ownership of this file. And if you want to use this separate inventory file, that you can also use with option -i, like Ansible_hosts is mentioned in this case. So this command you can use to transfer or to change the ownership on a file. Now we will learn about the parallelism and the shell commands in Ansible. For example, if you want to reboot your company servers in 12 parallel forks at a time, and for this we need to set up the SSH agent for connection. So you can execute SSH-agent bash, and after that you can execute SSH-add, and you will mention the path to the RSA file that is there in the home directory in the .ssh directory of the user. Then to run reboot on all your company servers in 12 parallel forks, you will have to execute this command like this. First you will write there Ansible, then you will mention the group name, that may be any name like ABC, and after that you will pass the argument with option -a, and there you will clearly mention the path to the binary file of the command which you are going to execute, like sbin/reboot, and after that you will mention -f for the forking, and you will write there 12 because you want to do it in 12 parallel forks. So this command will reboot your company servers in 12 parallel forks at a time. By default, Ansible will run the above ad hoc command from the current user account. If you want to change this behavior, you will have to pass the username in the ad hoc command like this. So if you want to do it from the different user account, you can mention the username at the end of this command. So guys, that's it from my side for today's session. I hope you will find this session useful for you. If you like it, then do share it with your friends and colleagues and give a like to this video. And if you are new on this channel, then please subscribe us and turn on the bell notification. I will see you in the next one. Till then, bye bye. Jai Hind. Vande Matram. Take care.